You are listening to Venus Rose, interactive spiritual Q&A and the power of sound.
Music is like sunshine. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Hello, conscious souls, how are you feeling? You might be wondering why I'm singing. This is a part of a song called Heat Wave from Diana Ross and the Supremes that I heard when I was younger, and I loved this kind of music. Yes, a heat wave is having the area where I live in its tight grip for some days now. The peak is about to come with almost 40 degrees Celsius. We're not used to these kind of extreme temperatures here, and many people seem to be afraid. Slowing down as good as possible during work is probably the key. I embraced the heat and try to be attentive with my body, even more than usual. Not only with more than enough fluids, but how my body reacts in general. Everything feels more sensitive for me. I have some work to do tomorrow, but I will definitely go to visit our lake nearby on Sunday for a swim. Remember, we are in the year of the fire horse, and although its flames are metaphorical, it seems they do bring heat. My friend who lives in the southern hemisphere, where they just started winter, told me that their temperatures are mild, which means not that cold. On June 29th or the 30th, depending on where you are in the world, the full moon in Capricorn is shining and is reminding us about our emotional wisdom from the Cancer sun and is pairing it with the practicality from the Capricorn moon. These energy bring up to the table what we were thinking about in the beginning of the year, goals that we may have set, how things are playing out, and if our intentions are still the same. It's a check-in, so to speak, if you still want these things, and if what you are doing is paying off. Astrologers say this full moon will highlight if certain things still matter to you. Since Cancer season wants us to focus on our emotions, and I spoke with one of my good friends about grace and grounding some days ago, I had the idea to share my thoughts of what moves me the most. First of all, what is grace? When you look for the definition, it can be several things. One can move with grace, effortlessly and beautiful. You can handle a situation with grace, tactful or very forgiving, for example. In a religious context, it can also be a prayer, but also a favor or love given by a higher power, often called God. The grace that I want to dive a little bit deeper into today is an intense energy that is bestowed through a transmission of some kind in a spiritual way. To me, it is a feeling of being one with the divine. May it be the higher aspect of yourself, the soul, or source energy that many call God. It sounds so mighty, which it is, because a simple moment can change the whole life of a being. But often it can be subtle, like getting goosebumps in the moment a deep truth is shared through or with someone. Or you realized a critical truth for yourself. by connecting some important dots, which might help you see yourself, or even the whole creation, in a new way. It can be the answer to a question you asked yourself perhaps for decades, and the former explanations you got didn't sit quite right with you. When suddenly the moment of grace occurs and everything is crystal clear. Since my clear audience is at the forefront for me personally, I often do experience these moments of grace while listening to music. I have a YouTube channel named Crystal Seraphim Sounds, and I channel light codes from various realms through my voice. So for me, when I get these transmissions, my frequency changes, and I get in the states of grace. When I do my one-on-one sessions, every single being gets their personal sound transmission, specifically tailored to their frequency and what codes will assist them in going on further with their own healing path. What I learned from the Master of Sound, Tom Kenyon, is that the moments after the healing sounds have ended are the most important ones. I always urge the beings beforehand to rest a bit, to let the energies settle, like glittering fairy dust. This personal soundbite will be recorded and can be listened to over and over again, in order for the bodies to have the possibility to integrate the new codes and frequencies. What needs to be released has the chance to dissolve in whatever way and speed the being that seeks support decides to make their personal healing steps. In time, eventually the vibration of the being will rise. New space in the energy bodies bring fresh air, so to speak, and the potential to come out of depression, for example. Offer more energy that can be used to manifest new things in life that are desired. I recall during a training week with Tom Kenyon years ago, there was a special session. The group was not able to move after that. I sat there at least 20 minutes, deprived of the ability to move at all. It was not unpleasant, on the contrary, more as if I could feel every single cell of my body filled with light. Everyone went straight to the bed that evening, without saying a word. It was so intense and magical at the same time. It is called White Tara, still out there, if someone of you would like to listen to it. When I am in a moment of grace, it is as if time stands still. Everything is calm, relaxed, and the vibration feels coherent. That is what my friend Sarah connects with the feeling of grounding. For me, it often feels like I'm out of space. It is not only when I'm sitting. It can be while moving, on a run, or sitting on a horseback. But even if it is for only a split second, it is in perfect alignment with what I call source energy, and many call God. I would like you to go within and ask yourself, how do I feel when I'm in a state of grace? Mentally uplifted. Yes, but how does my body react when I listen closely? When I am able to open my heart and mind to such a degree that I can let the Christ consciousness, or the Shekinah Light feminine expression, enlighten my whole being, I feel nourished and held, imbued by the light of the balanced feminine and masculine, forces of the Supreme Being. I love to hear from you. If you like to tell me about your experiences when you felt the state of grace the last time, leave an answer in the comments. When you have questions for Cancer seasons and all themes around emotions, the mother or the feminine lineage in general, or about the home, or anything about this theme, for example, then let me know. You can leave questions in the comments of my YouTube channel named Crystal Seraphim Sounds or my Instagram. For those of you who do not have social media and would love to send questions or would like to book a one-on-one session to go on a soul sound journey with me, to get a blessing from the Shekinah Light Angels, for example, send me an email for further details. You can find everything in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you a beautiful weekend. Love.